Yeah, so I ran out of time in the last video, but anyway, I'll just continue. So I gave this in CMake as the source folder, and this as the binary folder. Let it configure and then let it generate, and then that gave me a solution file here. Uh, And what happens is if you generate using 2013, right, in CMake, and then I open it in 2015, now it does not, but for the first time when I open it, it gives me a pop-up saying whether I want to change it to 2015 with all these projects selected. So I have to deselect all those projects, because then if I keep them selected, then it just converts them to 2015, and then that doesn't work. Okay, so I have to deselect when it says whether do you want to convert them to 2015. I say no, and then I have these 20, so it mentions 2013 here, and then I just go and say build, and then it does its whole thing, which when it works, when it has to do everything, it takes about 2 hours to build everything. Okay, and then that builds, so that's good. And one more thing, that so after having made all the changes that I've talked about so far, still I ran into one error which did not allow the thing to build, and that error was just called, okay, so I'll close this now and I will talk about the error. So the error that was shown was this guy, okay, which says cmd.exe. No real information here in what the real reason for the error could be, but then when I looked at the log, what it said was the ITK. So when I build this when I generate this using CMake in the bin folder, right, it gives me just a second here. Nope. Okay, here, here. So here it gives me all. Here is where it downloads all the source code. Okay, so the ITK source code, for example, is here. Okay, and for building ITK, there's a requirement that the length of the path for the source code and the length of the path of the build directory has to be less than 50 characters, which is really so. And then what happens is, this is by default wherever you put the initial MITK generated project in. This it After that it will go so much inside to get you to the ITK build. And for first I had here a bigger name, slightly bigger, so, and then this entire path length was greater than 50 characters. Okay, so anyway, so what happens is, this is there for sure and you have to put it inside some directory, so you're left with only the choice for this, and it turns out that you have to make this 14 characters or less. But anyway, just make sure that this entire path length, whatever you put this name as, this entire path length is less than 50 characters. Okay, and that showed up as just MSB 6006 error, which well, gave no, but then in the log it was there. Okay, so yeah, then I made this path length appropriate, and then I did this entire procedure again. I opened it in Visual Studio, the solution file, which is here, and then I built it, and then it builds everything, and it says, it gives a hell of a lot of warnings, some 3000 warnings or so. So it's still not a clean build, but I read that, build no warnings are really normal. So that's that. And then once you have this solution file built, then what you have to do is, so it is here. You have yeah, the binary directory, and then you configure, and uh, okay, so this is just generating it, and then compiling with Visual Studio is you just yeah, you press F7, which is says which is the shortcut for building it, and then this will clone all the source code, build it, and then start building your own project. And after the super build compilation is finished, what you have to do is you have to open this startvs underscore debug.bat, okay, which is so that would be, I think, Okay, I forget, but let's just, right, so it is here. Oops, here. So I have to run this, and when I run this, it opens this. Yeah, as promised, it opens this solution, and then I set the app as the startup project, which I've already done, and then I just run it, right? And it takes some time because this is in the debug mode. Oh, yeah, okay. And then it opens it. So voila, we have it, and then we can use it, right? So we can add some file to it, and then it takes a lot of time, so I have to build it in the release with debug info mode because this is just too slow. But okay, so it's opening the files, and here they are, right? So I can interact with them, but I can see it's really slow, right? And then, you know, change these and use some features, so that's okay. So I close this, I close this, I close this, and yeah, that's it. I have set up MITK on the system, and now I have to look at how to use this. I'll go through these tutorial examples, and then yeah, we'll go forward from there.